Okay, I want to get a good look at my collections of my Season 3 Autobots that I've collected over the years. And part of the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to have some sort of reference of my collection and what I was thinking about when I was collecting these. So I'm basically gonna go over 3 sets. So starting off here, let's go with the very beginning. There was the Henkei version of Hot Rod, which is inside this upgrade kit to make him into a Rodimus. And then the Universe Cup, which has a nice finish, the Universe Blur, the Henkei Wheelie, and then some of the other main characters such as Springer, Wreck-Gar, RC. So those are your main figures, along with some extras that appeared in Season 3, and then some other Season 3 characters that came much later on. But this is my collection that I call mostly third party because of the Fans Project Rodimus, Fans Project Omega, Fans Project Springer, I don't remember, but this was basically iGear, RC, Unique Toys, Wreck-Gar, iGear pipes, and so on. So mostly third party. But it originally started with the Hasbro version. So I guess I'll start here because okay, so this was Hot Rod from Reveal the Shield. He actually came with Cyclonus in a 2-pack. So I mean, it was really exciting because you get Season 3 characters, and remember, this was during the time when they were remaking the original characters based on their own design. So it wasn't made to look like the cartoon. So it was that kind of aesthetic where it resembled the character, like those hips, but they put in a lot of details. So that was kind of like the trending design during that time. So this kind of started it. Actually, it was the class. It actually started with Classics, Henkei, which is the Japanese version of Classics, and then the Universe, like Universe Wheelie, and then Generations. So C.H.U.G, Chug line. That's what this stands for. So then, then they had the Generations Cup and Blur. So when you add them together, Hot Rod, Cup, Blur, I mean, it was really exciting during that time because you're getting a updated version of the Season 3 cast of Autobots. And remember that these were not made to look like the cartoon, like today, the War for Cybertron. These were made to resemble the cartoon, but they put in a lot of their own design. I mean, he doesn't even transform into a futuristic car, some sort of truck. But it was cool at that time. And then there was upgrade kit. So this is an upgrade head kit by iGear to make him look like Cup, because the original head does not look good, so you needed that upgrade. So then what do we have? Cup, Hot Rod, then a Blur, Generations Blur. I mean, this one compared to the Takara version, I think looks better, which I find very interesting because normally the Takara version looks much better, a much better paint. But yeah, just sharing that because that's something I don't understand why it was done like that. Perfect example is this wheelie. Wheelie should be more of an orange color. So like this Hasbro version is by Hasbro Universe. Wheelie is orange, and this is really a nice figure. Again, fitting that aesthetic of resembling the cartoon, but implementing their own design. But the Japanese version of this by Henkei is yellow, which makes no sense. And their Blur is a darker blue, which doesn't make sense. So again, just sharing that because that's something I don't understand why they did that. Okay, so then that's just some of the cast. And, you know, that's where it got exciting when, you know, then there was, I don't remember which came first, but Springer. This is the Generation Springer by Hasbro. Not cartoon accurate. This was based more off the toy. So every time you see Springer with the yellow chest, it's based off the toy. He's supposed to have a light green chest. So then you're just adding more of the main cast from season 3, which became exciting. And then this one is the Takara version of Wreck-Gar, which has a nice finish. And it has some of this made in Japan upgrade kit, like the hips and that big tire. So this made it look really nice. And I remember seeing this in the magazine, the Transformers Collectors Club magazine. Wreck-Gar was coming out. It was so exciting because, you know, you're just adding more main characters from season 3 to this collection. So that's how they got me started, because it was just exciting thought, just having all these characters. And then of course there was the eHobby exclusive, the Junkion, and then, you know, made in Japan upgrade kit, so you can turn the Hasbro version of Wreck-Gar and Junkion into these. So look at these nice heads and chest. I mean, it gives some variety. So this was really cool to have because now you have these Junkions to go with the main cast of season 3 Autobots. And then it was really exciting when the Legends RC came. So another main character. And this RC looks really good. I mean, look at that head. Really nice. I mean, just the red on the abdomen, the gray, it's cartoon accurate. Definitely better than the Hasbro version with a lot of black. I don't know why she has pink hands and, you know, black gloves and just, you know, not cartoon accurate. Like I said, the Japanese, they take pride to make things look, you know, much better, to make it look like the cartoon. And then it was very, very exciting when Ultra Magnus came out, because he's obviously a main character. So, and you know, like I said, it's not made to look like the cartoon. Like, look at the shoulders. He shouldn't have two missiles. He should have just one red. So they were making it so it resembled the cartoon, but they were implementing their own design with a lot of details. So that's what kind of got me, is just the excitement of having all these season 1 main cast characters, and then having it grow with like the Junkions. And then it became more exciting because then you got like Sandstorm, another season 3 character. Although he is way too big. He should be deluxe size. He should not be taller than RC, taller than Coupler. But as a toy, you know, resembling the character, and you know, just the engineering of transforming to a car, helicopter, robot, is really, really cool. And then it just made more excitement of having all of the other season 3 characters. So that's why when Broadside came out, I think this is Titan's Return. It's just kind of weird because he's not a headmaster. But this one's the Hasbro version. I put the Takara version with the War for Cybertron collection. But again, you can see what I was doing was just getting really excited about having all of season 3 characters. And then of course there was no Rodimus Prime until the later line. But then there were the Legends, so Pipes, Tailgate, Swerves, and then after that there was the Legends Outback, which I do have, but I have it with the War for Cybertron collection. And it, you know, it just fits in with this collection. It's just, you don't have all these characters. I mean, I did put in this Reveal the Shield Perceptor. No Blaster, which they did make a War for Cybertron Blaster. No Skylinks, which they made a War for Cybertron Skylinks. The Computron back there. The Unite Warriors one. But anyways, my whole point is, you know, just how this all started. But now going back to the beginning, those were the official Hasbro release. And remember, there was also the Takara version. So before all of them came out, you know, there was the Japanese version of Hot Rod, which was the Henkei, which is inside this Rodimus Prime in the Fans Project upgrade kit. And then the Henkei Wheelie, which I was telling you, I don't know why he's yellow. He should be more orange. And then the United versions of Cup, which is a nice finish. The Blur, but it's just a little too dark in my opinion. So as these were coming out, I mean, you wanted to have all of the main cast characters. So that's where the Fans Project made their Springer, because before Springer came out, there was this Springer by Fans Project. And you know, this is one of the earlier third-party toys. And then I don't remember the name, but basically eye gear version of RC, which was really cool at that time before the official one came out. You know, it's not cartoon accurate. I mean, she does not have pink feet and she should have gray ankles. But again, this was trending the aesthetic of resembling these characters but recreating them in their own version. And then there was the upgrade kit for Ultra Magnus by Fans Project. I mean, this was really popular during that time, along with Rodimus. I mean, you have to understand why. It's because you want to have, you know, all these main cast characters, and this was the only way you could get it at that time. And then Wreck-Gar, this was by Unique Toys. So then, yeah, I mean, this is what I call mostly my third-party collection. And then adding more to them, this is Impossible Toys Spike and Daniel, which is really cool. I mean, it is a little cartoon accurate with the white feet. I mean, it does sort of transform, but the plastic they used is not too good because over time it kind of becomes a little brittle. Like this one, the leg kind of broke, so I had to kind of glue it back together. But it fits in really nicely with this set. So you got the United Hot Rod, which this is really a nice figure in my opinion. I mean, look at how he has the lighter hands, the lighter shoulders and face to look more like the cartoon, with the little colors on his hips and his head. Yeah, there's something that I really like. It's not cartoon accurate like I really prefer, but there's something very nostalgic about this that looks really, really cool. So, you know, here's the main cast characters. And like I said, they got you caught up into getting the rest of them. This was really cool. They made iGear made pipes in the Legends size. It's just really unfortunate there was no Outback, Tailgate, or Swerves made. So I'm still debating if I want to get the Iron Factory's version when they come out, because it would fit in with this aesthetic of resembling the characters but not quite cartoon accurate. So it's the same here with the surviving Autobots, Perceptor and Blaster. They don't look like the cartoon, but it fits in with this aesthetic. And I did have to custom paint this one because those legs were not painted this light blue color. So remember, at that time, you know, it was really cool getting these. And this blaster too by Unique Toys. I mean, I did have to paint those eyes blue. I mean, look at, I mean, it does not look like the cartoon, but it resembles it very well. Such as those feet should be gray, not black. But again, it just fits in very well with this collection altogether. And then more, you know, I had to go and get the third-party versions of these. I don't remember. I think these are Iron Factory's version of Steeljaw and Ramhorn, and I think this is Perfect Effects Eject and Rewind. So it fits in really nice. And then the broadside by Fans Project. This was also really cool. I mean, you can change this head so it has a different version of a head, which appeared in one episode. If you know what I'm talking about. Broadside, for some reason, had two head designs. And then there is no Sandstorm. So this is where it gets kind of off. No Sandstorm, no other mini bots such as Outback, Tailgate, and Swerve. And you know, at that time there was no Skylinks. I mean, this is like a recent one by Mastermind Creation, so you had to wait many years later to get a Skylinks that fit this design, that fits in well here. Oh, that's what I don't have here. The Make Toys did make a Metroplex, which I did not get because it did not look like the cartoon. But I really regret it because it would fit in really nicely with this set, along with the Metroplex Minions by Iron Factory, I think. And then later on, Make Toys made this really, really nice Computron. Not cartoon accurate, but remember, I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. This was during the C.H.U.G era when they were remaking these characters to resemble them, but implementing their own aesthetics with a lot of detail. And yeah, this figure still holds up very well. Look at that, it's very stable. So yeah, and part of the reason why I'm doing this is video so I can have reference of my collection. I can just kind of go over my thoughts and opinion I'm sharing, because yeah, I'm gonna have to let these go because there's just way too many figures, and unfortunately I don't have the time to really enjoy these toys anymore. So it's time to pass them on to someone who appreciates these for what they are. But some of them I'm taking, like this Skylinks. Even though he's not a masterpiece, he can fit in with some of the other collections I have. And I don't know, this Make Toys Computron's pretty cool too. I mean, I have to figure out what I'm gonna do. And again, that's why I'm making this video, to help me figure all of that out. So, like I said, it started off with the Hasbro's Classics, the Takara Henkei, the Universe, the United, the Generations. So this is mostly the Hasbro version. And then Hasbro, so this is now my third set, was continuing with this by remaking these characters. So this is mostly, well, yeah, these are mostly, yeah, the Takara version. So let's see. And what's odd is these are like headmasters. These guys were never headmasters. So this is a headmaster hot rod. I mean, by Takara. So this one looks better than the Hasbro version. And there's a cup. So they're continuing with this remake of these original characters. So yeah, like a good example, when you take this cup and compare it to this one. This one turns into like a Earth vehicle truck. And then they started leaning towards more cartoon accurate, to look a little bit more, you know, like the cartoon. So this is again just before the War for Cybertron. And this one also is a headmaster. Just kind of cool. And the same with the Blur. Just kind of cool. They did not have a wheelie, so I actually have two versions of this universe wheelie. You can see this is really I really like this wheelie. So just to show you, like here he is. This is really cool. So, but anyways, continuing on. Then before that, so here's a second set of the Takara RC that I bought. And then I found out that there was that Toys R Us exclusive, which is a Headmaster version of RC. So actually, this makes sense, because in the American version, season 4, she did become a headmaster. Daniel was her head. So I mean, this is kind of cool to have. To go with your headmaster collection, I think. And then the Ultra Magnus. This is the Takara version. You can't see it, but he has red legs, which I don't like. So, you know, comparing with the Hasbro. Hasbro has white legs, but then his hips should be blue, not white. So, you know, they were still doing their market strategy of making things purposely imperfect to really set you up to just getting a better version of it later. Because they did make a 5-pack set, if you can remember, but I never got that. Anyways, continuing on, here's the Generations version, Takara's Generations version of Springer, which is really nice. And like I was telling you, his chest should be light green. So this was a little bit more cartoon accurate than the Hasbro version. Okay. Again, if you're following me, I mean, the whole reason why this all became exciting was because you know, you want to have all of these main characters. So when Power of the Primes Wreck-Gar came out, I mean, this was also really cool, because in robot mode he does look, you know, cooler than the original Henkei version. Although this one looks really cool. It really does, with the upgrade kit. And then I had to get the Takara version of Sandstorm, which I already said, I mean, he's too big. He should be the same size as, you know, these other figures, deluxe size, but that's what we got. And then what was exciting, I mean, this is when the Hasbro and got what they wanted. They joined forces with Takara, so the Takara had to make exactly the same toys as the US, so there is no Japanese version of this. Japanese version is the same thing as Hasbro. But this was, I don't remember what line, but what was this? Power of the Primes, I think? Yeah, Rodimus. So this was really exciting when it came out, because now you have the main cast from season 2. You just have to take away some of the extras like Sandstorm. So Hot Rod, Cup, Blur, Wheelie, RC, Springer, Wreck-Gar, Ultra Magnus, and Rodimus. So that right there has a nice set. And it's just weird because they're like Headmaster, 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 and then it's like a Breastmaster because there's an Alpha Trion that goes in there. It's just, that's why I'm making this video, because yeah, I want to be able to think about what I'm sharing. It's just, this is how this all happened. And then continuing on, there was a Headmaster Perceptor. This is the Takara version, which looks a little bit more cartoon accurate than the Hasbro version. And kind of sucks he doesn't stand very well. But he's a Headmaster, which is really weird. But look at, when this came out, this definitely looked much better than the original generations Reveal the Shield Perceptor. So remember, they were making it to resemble the characters, but implementing their own design, a lot of detail. And actually, he does not turn into a microscope. But you see, this is where they started leaning towards more cartoon aesthetic. So this is where they start making it look a little bit more like the cartoon. And then he does turn into a microscope. And of course, you see the new War for Cybertron. It does look like the cartoon. And it does turn into the microscope. So yeah, hopefully this helps to see the evolution of how this all happened. And maybe I'll do my Perceptor video of the collections of Perceptor through the years. Okay, so there was no blaster, so I'm using this War for Cybertron blaster by Takara, which is a nicer paint finish, because he fits in very nice scale-wise with Perceptor. And then Blaster has his minions, Steeljaw, Ramhorn, Eject, and Rewind, which don't look really good, but gotta remember, these are not made to look like the cartoon. They're made to resemble the cartoon. So, you know, they have their own aesthetic to them. And, you know, just pointing out, this Perceptor, the Takara version, came with their Ramhorn. But these blaster minions, I actually liked these. And this is what I really liked. Transformers Collectors Club, Eject, Rewind, and then Titan's Return, Steeljaw, Ramhorn, which has like these heads inside them. But you know, I think these are a little bit too big to go with this blaster. But this would fit in very perfectly with my larger Takara Legends blaster, but I actually gave that away to kids of the Transformer Hangout group, which hopefully they are enjoying that figure, because that blaster was a liter size, and these minions would fit really nicely with that blaster, fitting that same aesthetic, resembling the characters. But part of the reason why I make the video is to help me make decisions, so I think it's best just to keep this Voyager size blaster by Takara with the minions that actually go with him. So this set here I think looks really nice together, but that ram horn that came with it doesn't fit very well. Give you a perfect example. Here's the Hasbro version. Yeah, this just doesn't make sense. I mean, ram horn does not have gray legs or tail. He should be more like this. And this is the opposite. Usually, this is something you'd get by Hasbro, and this is something you'd usually get by Takara. So, just pointing that out because I, want to understand, why things happen like that. So anyways, that's my third set. And I forgot why I brought this War for Cybertron blaster, but since I have it here, you can see kind of like an evolution. You can see how they were making it to look like the character, resemble the character, but not really looking like the cartoon, to where they started making it look a little bit more like the cartoon. However, Hasbro's still doing things to not make it 100% like the cartoon, like his black feet and the black on his shoulder. So some of the War for Cybertron figures do look really cool, like the Preceptor, but some of them don't, like this blaster. Oh yeah, I think this is why I brought it here, because even though these are a little bit too big, his minions, I think I'm going to put these with my War for Cybertron. So since this is the War for Cybertron blaster, I think since they don't have it, I mean they do have, can I open this? They do have this transparent version of eject, which is kind of weird. So to try to get all the characters for War for Cybertron, I think these minions will go with this blaster. So yeah, that's why I brought this blaster here. So that's that, and that's why I wanted to go over this, so I have this reference and I can refer to it when I'm thinking about my collection. And like I said, I'm gonna have to let these go. So this is where it started. Wanting to get all the main characters, the Hot Rod, Cup, Blur, Wheelie, Springer, RC, Wreck-Gar, the Junkions, Ultra Magnus, and then some of the other Season 3 characters such as the Preceptor, but there's no blaster. I mean, I can swap this blaster and put him here, and then there's no Rodimus, so I can actually pull that one here with this. And this is all the Hasbro version, so the Hasbro Broadside, who's a headmaster. Oversized Sandstorm, he's a Voyager, he should be a deluxe size. And then the mini bots. There's no Skylinks, no Computron. You know, but once I start pulling things out of this collection, moving them over here, then this collection gets thrown off. It's gonna be missing Ultra Magnus. Yeah, so that's why I'm making this, because I'm trying to sort all this out. But either way, I'm gonna have to let these really nice figures go, because there is the masterpiece that I have. There is the War for Cybertron. There is the originals. I mean, how many of these do you need? Especially when I don't have time to play and enjoy these anymore. So here's my mostly third party. So that's it. So like I said, I have 3 sets here. This is the mostly third party, the original Hasbro version, which is really nice, and then the remake of it, and then of course the War for Cybertron, which I already put it all away, which it's right there, War for Cybertron, Season 3 Autobots, same thing, Season 3 Decepticons, Power of the Primes, Predaking, the Quintessons, the other War for Cybertron. I mean, since I'm doing this, I might as well just show, like, there's just too many of these toys here. Then like the Beast Wars, and then the movie stuff, you know, and then what I pulled out over here, the C.H.U.G line. So this is what I pulled out, the C.H.U.G Season 3 Autobots. And then of course my masterpiece. Yeah, this is just, I did want to, I might redo this, but here's all my Transformers animated, the Binotech, the alternators, the original toys, Star Wars Transformer. This is insane. And then the extra sets that I have, and then stuff I'm giving away. Oh, how could I forget? I did not finish my C.H.U.G line, because how could I have forgotten this? Here is the Unicron before this version of Unicron. There was, this one's by Takara, so you can see this Unicron definitely looks much better than the, I don't remember what toy line it was, but you can see this one. This still really looks like a nice figure. And this goes with the C.H.U.G, the Season 3 characters. And it was cool, you can kind of replicate that scene in the dark. Hot Rod fighting Galvatron inside Unicron's belly. This was the eHobby exclusive set. Look at how nice these are. This transparent plastic. So cool. And then there was a Primus. He was not officially a, you know, season 3 character, but you know, this is the Takara version. Yeah, I mean, when I looked, I see that this is like 300 and 300 and I don't know. I was thinking about transforming this back to a planet so I can utilize the display stand that I got for it. But this is, well, someone's gonna eventually get this really nice Takara version, which is very expensive, cartoon accurate, and it will go nice with the season 3 characters. I mean, no one's getting this one. Can't believe it. This is like $2,000 now. But anyways, hopefully that's it. But since I'm here, I might as well just point out I did get my Cyclonus. So I got, this is the mini masterpiece. And I'm so hoping that they make the Scourge. So that will go really nice. You know, here's their ship. And then here I just put out the smaller versions of these Alligator Cons by Corbot. The Mech Fans Toys Sharktacons, which in 2 days I should be getting the KO version of the Sharktacons. So, I mean, you might as well just try to appreciate and enjoy what you have while you can. And again, I'm making this video for reference of my collection. My mostly third-party C.H.U.G Autobots Season 3, the Hasbro version of C.H.U.G Season 3, and then the updated version of C.H.U.G Season 3 Autobots. So, yeah, that's it. That's it. So, I will just end right here with one last look of, let's see, just the main cast. So let's take out Perceptor. Let's get Ultra Magnus. This is the Hasbro version of Ultra Magnus. Hasbro Cup. Hasbro Blur with the upgrade eye gear head. Hasbro Wheelie. You have to get the Takara RC because the Hasbro version doesn't look good with all that black. And then Flicker. So this is really your main cast right here. So that's really ultimately what I'm wanting. There is the Metroplex, yeah, which I do have the Titans version of it down here. Metroplex and the Triptychon. So, but I just want to keep it simple. So here's the Hasbro version. And then there's the mostly third party with the Fans Project. And then there was their attempt to remake them. Still doing their own thing, turning them into headmasters. Yeah, see, this is where this, oh, I gotta point out this, even putting this Rodimus here won't fit because this Rodimus is gonna be taller than this Ultra Magnus. So this one doesn't really fit in unless you keep him in this alt mode. So yeah, see, it's, no matter how hard you try, it's just never going to be perfect. But I'll end here. The Season 3 Autobots, my C.H.U.G collection.